All right,
Guys,
we're live. Jason, take it, man. Take it.
welcome to the Friday Night Bathhouse with George. No, it's a SleeperWire. It is welcome to the SleeperWire AMA. I am your host-ish, Jason, BFTG Jason, and with me, as always, is my friend, my brother from another mother, BFTG Pod. He's the one who put the AMA together. And then we've got Sven with the Fantasy Fam. Say hi, Sven.
What's up? Happy to be here.
And then I Love Philip Rivers herself, Fallon.
That name just got up there. Who did that? Hi.
Whoever's the leader of the room.
The leader of the room. I don't want to George any names. So what we thought we'd do is we'd jump on here. You guys out in the sleeper community can ask us any questions. We're gonna be on here just shooting the shit. I think this is gonna. We're not trying to stay PG on this one, George. Right? Like we can say whatever.
Yeah, it's an AMA. Ask me anything. I will answer any question. Doesn't matter
if
what
I
the
can.
context is, content, anything.
Oh, listen.
Absolutely.
I will answer anything, whether
All
you
right.
can or not.
Done.
I won't answer anything.
Very good to know.
I run
Listen,
going. I get a little
we are-
more interim.
We are not recording this, so it won't be out there forever.
Well,
It is
no,
only-
no,
It'll be on the
you're
Twitter.
wrong there.
It'll go to your Twitter
It,
Oh.
and your YouTube.
will be on Twitter. It'll be on Facebook. It'll be on Periscope. No, Jason. It will be out there forever. Just throwing
George,
that out
listen, I was trying to get Fallon to say some shit. Now we're in trouble. Now she
I'll
knows.
say it. You know I will.
Hey, can you send the
guys are-
links in the private chat when you get a chance too?
there. Yeah, I'm working on that as we speak.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
sweet.
if I'm looking down, I'm doing the
Awesome.
social media stuff. That's why Jason's taking over.
You do you,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, so I don't know how many people are actually watching yet. George hasn't sent out the links, but Sven, why don't you tell us a little bit about? I'm going to ask you anything. Why don't you tell us a little about you?
What's up, Sven? I like to party. I'm a New Yorker. So 9/11, never forget. This is a trying day for myself. I grew up there. I remember exactly where I was. I don't want to get like too sentimental, but I mean, it was like yesterday. But I'm from New York. I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. Don't fault me for that. I do live in Texas now, though, funny enough.
Is
I
that
was going to say the
why?
bandwagon is strong in
Yes,
this
that's
one.
exactly why. I thought Jerry Jones could use a little bit more of my money, so I said, let me move to Texas, and so I can be a Cowboys fan.
I have to stop and ask. I need to know if you got the trifecta. Are you a Lakers fan as well?
No. I'm a Knicks fan only when they're good. So
So you've
So
never
it's
been a
been a
Knicks
while.
fan. Long time.
yeah, I don't really watch NBA at all. I mean, but I'm part of the Fantasy Fam podcast. Started with my brother and my cousin, hence the name Fam. And we've been going for like 3 years. Met you wonderful dudes last year at SportsCon.
You got a
Right.
booth right next to us, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. While George was out playing on the field hurting himself.
So when you lived in New York, were you a New York fan of a team or?
Yankees, and then the Devils, actually, New Jersey Devils, because my whole family was from Jersey. So
Gotcha. Yeah, actually, I'm playing fantasy baseball for the first time this year, and
how amazing is it?
It's it's kind of fun. I made the playoffs, and I've only watched 3 innings of baseball my entire life.
Oh boy.
Yeah, my brother keeps telling me that I love baseball. I just don't know it yet. So I'm just having fun picking guys off the waiver wire, really pissing off my league that I'm like just killing it and don't even watch baseball. I ask them questions, and one of them's like, "Have you ever even watched a game?" I was like, "Not a full one, an inning here or there."
I used to watch baseball with my grandfather. I used to like it, but then I found real sports, and it's just so slow. It really, like, how many times in between pitches can a guy step out of the box, adjust himself, take off his glove, put his glove back on, take off his glove, put his glove back on, wiggle the bat, wiggle the back, step in, put his arm up, step out, step back in.
You got to be there.
The pitcher went to first base. Okay, now we've got to step back out of the box, take off our gloves, put our glove back on. 45 minutes later, this one at bat is over. That's not a fun
You just
sport
can't
to
have
watch.
appreciation for that. You know what I mean? So,
Jason's a man with no patience at all. None.
None at all. None at all. Challenges bother me. Get the shit on with. Let's go. So speaking of sports, we had football last night. I'm sure we all watched it. Initial thoughts on exactly how bad Deshaun Watson looked?
I looked at the Scott Fishbowl scoring because I was the guy I'm playing has Watson, and at one point it was almost like midway the fourth quarter. I think he had 0.16 points, and then he ended up with like 15 points or a little more. But I was like, wow, this scoring sucks, and Watson sucks. And I was wondering, is it Watson? I mean, is it not that made him look good? Or, I mean, he's a good quarterback, but was it his wide receiver that made him great, or what?
It's the first game back. Not a lot of preseason. Not used to playing with Brandon Cooks. It's just a whole bunch of things, I think.
You traded away your best receiver. You traded away one of the best receivers in the entire NFL. Like, Bill O'Brien literally stripped him. Will Fuller, yes, is good, but we all know he's going to get hurt in a couple weeks, and I hate to say that. But that's what I like. He took away DeAndre Hopkins, and he's got no stellar tight end either. So,
and I thought I made bad trades.
Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien's going to go. This will be his last year.
So who do you guys think are the top coaches that are on the hot seat? Like, I mean, Bill O'Brien's the coach and the GM, so I'm not sure if we want to even count him as being on the hot seat. But before the season even kicks off, like, what are guys you think are just at risk at losing their job?
Falcons head coach for sure.
You can see that. Was it Dan Quinn still?
Dan Quinn, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, another average year, and
too much talent.
Out. Yeah. So a lot of talent, not a lot of results.
Adam Gase.
Well,
he's always on the hot seat. Like, how is he still a head coach?
That Bill Belichick
Manning
guy
made him look good, and after that,
he was a coordinator, wasn't he? A coordinator?
Yeah, he was the offensive coordinator, and he made him look genius. And then after that, he became a coach and just went downhill. I mean, it wasn't his coaching because Manning ran the show. So that's what happened there.
I've always said, Adam Gase is the reason Peyton Manning threw 50 touchdowns. If you look at what happened the year after Adam Gase left, Peyton Manning, Peyton Manning was just atrocious. He was terrible.
He fell.
Well, yeah, he was
right
injured
off
too.
No,
Fallon, I'm being sarcastic.
That's an excuse for Gase leaving. That's just an excuse. He's not going anywhere. Gruden. Gruden's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Which one?
Well, there's only one head coach, Gruden, right?
No, there's two. Isn't Gruden head coach of Washington?
He's a coordinator.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was the head coach over there.
No, Washington.
No, that's
he's in Jacksonville. He's in Jacksonville.
Yeah, he's an offensive coordinator in Jacksonville now.
That's right. What a clusterfuck Washington is. I mean, no name, no. I mean, they waited too long for that one guy to register anything that could be a Washington name. All the drama around it. I mean, I feel sorry for Washington fans. It's still hard not to call it the Redskins.
I hope they win the Super Bowl because I want the Washington football team to be listed as a Super Bowl champion for all time. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you go down the list of all the teams that win, it's like Patriots, Chiefs, Eagles, football team.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
George is awful.
You know that in Kansas City now, the fans are not allowed to wear headdresses or any face paint or do their chant anymore.
Oh, they're still doing the chant. Don't stop.
They did the chant
last night after they booed everybody. They did the chant.
Yeah. After they booed Unity.
I was doing a show last night and got a little tipsy and don't really remember the end of the game. By the time we were done, I was actually drunk, and so it was kind of a blur the last part of the game.
Yeah, I agree with this comment right here by Barrel. Nuke compensated for the line. The Texans' offensive line was absolutely atrocious last night.
It's not that good.
No, it's not.
Yeah. It's not.
You know what offensive line was really good? Kansas City's. And I know everybody said CEH looked great. And don't get me wrong, he did. But,
Yes, he did.
was it 4 yards or 5 yards before any kind of contact on every freaking run? Like, there was just nobody around him. I'm not saying he's not going to be good, although I've said that. I'm not saying after last night that he's not going to be good, but I think it's too early on that after watching him against that defense to say he's going to be great. Like, people need to slow their roll a little bit, just a little bit, because it was a great stat line, but man, I think George could have ran behind that line, and I've seen George run.
Hey, Jason, hold on 1 second. We got our MVP showing up to the party a little late here. Let me go ahead and add him.
He pre-partied.
Yeah, MVP. Pre-party, worked a 12-hour shift. How's it going, everybody?
What's up, Mike?
Mike,
to the show.
If you were a little less high, you might have got it done in 10.
Yeah, well, that's no fun.
You'll take 12 high over 10 sober.
Amen. Every time. Every single time. I didn't probably even go to 14.
What is it with you? Every time I see you, you look different.
You got to be a chameleon these days, Alan. You got to get the FBI is always chasing a person or anything like that. You got to always look different.
He's always got different doors in the background.
That's it.
I saw him.
Sometimes he's bald. Sometimes he has a hat on. It looked like the other day when you were doing mail sack that you were like sucking toes when you're like going like this. It looked like you had toes in your mouth.
Hell yeah.
Barrel brings up Matt Patricia, and you're absolutely right. There's talent on that team too. So if he fails again this year, Matt Patricia should be gone.
Yeah. Did you see
George, can you post the YouTube link?
It's in our comments. If you look to the comments to the right, Fallon, it should be there.
I don't see them. Oh, I see. Oh, I have to hit comments, not private chat.
Yeah, he put them in the.
Yeah, I didn't have an option for private chat on mine, so I just threw them in the comments.
Kevin's asking, what other rookie besides running back besides Clyde Edwards-Helaire do we believe in? Oh, you
Jonathan Taylor, baby. Jonathan Taylor. I mean, if he can come out there and do anything like half of what Clyde Edwards-Helaire got, just to at least get 50% of that opportunity, sign me up. I mean, that's what it's all about right there. I don't think we're going to see too many running backs in the rookie categories be starting in this position like CEH did. I think Jonathan Taylor has to earn his spot. So I don't really think anybody's going to be able to go out there. Now, I like DeAndre Swift a lot this year. I like Cam Akers a lot this year. But these are all guys that are rookies still. We got, exactly. Zach Moss. Ooh, I love me some Zach Moss.
I like Zach Moss.
I think Zach Moss.
Well, listen, I don't. It's not that I love Zach Moss. It's that I hate Singletary so much. You know what I mean? It's that they don't trust him on the goal line at all. Which he fumbles, I get it, but he had 3 opportunities last year, and that's it on the goal line. And he scored on all 3, but they only gave him 3. All the rest went to Frank Gore, who's no longer there. And Zach Moss is built to be on that line. So that's why you like Zach Moss.
James Robinson.
Yes.
Yeah.
The opportunity. I mean, it's going to be his. There's literally nobody else. Chris Thompson is not a threat. Everyone else is either COVID or on the IR.
Can I just pat my back right now? Because in a league I'm in with these 3 guys, I drafted him the 5th round in our rookie draft thinking, oh, well, don't know who this guy is, but Fournette easily gets hurt. Didn't know that he'd be traded or anything like that. So I might as well just grab him. So that's what I did in a lot of my drafts, but I'm just like going to break my arm. I pat myself on the back right now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's an AMA. Did you actually reach your back?
Yeah, I did. See, I'm that flexible.
I see the
I know Mike can do it.
See if I could.
I know Mike can do it. Mike's skinny as hell.
I can do
Long-ass
it.
arms.
I'm always patting myself on the back. I've never been wrong.
Well, George is flexible like that. So Kevin, Beryl, you guys are Curtis. You guys are watching us live now. Remember, we're talking fantasy because you asked us fantasy questions, but you can ask us pretty much anything you want It's an AMA, so
within reason,
have fun with it. Not listen. You keep Sven. You keep coming out and saying, "Well, within reason." No, we're gonna answer anything.
All right.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's why I bought this. Well, that's not why I bought this, but that's why I have this tonight with my Red Bull, so the lips will fly.
I just don't want you getting fired from the sleeper wire. You know what I mean? So
I mean,
I think Jason's job is safe.
Yeah,
I mean,
nobody wants to do Monday.
Nobody wants to do Monday. Like he's fine.
yeah. Jason and George got me to admit that what I did the night we won the Super Bowl, and also the fact how I got arrested for streaking. So these guys can get it out of you. And that was actually, that one was recorded.
Yeah,
and
that
they
was
get in you too, if you know what I'm saying. Hey yo.
Oh, oof. So
I'm
how was
almost done
y'all?
social meeting here.
So Mike, you had 12-hour day. How was it?
Long, man, long. It was a long week. I actually had my daughter. She had some dental stuff she had to get done, and I missed Wednesday. And I still was able to pull down like a 40+ hour week. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Like, that's cute. Like, took a whole day off, and well, luckily I worked the extra day before then. But man, it's nice. I like being busy down here. It's pretty cool. You never have a little slowdown or anything like that, so it's kind of cool. But tends to take a little bit out of your normal day, like right there where I passed out waiting for the show to start.
So
Ooh.
Beryl says James White or AJ Green. Listen, AJ Green's a full go. I'm starting AJ Green.
Chris
Absolutely.
Harris is going to be on him. Right?
That's a good point.
That's okay. I'm still going to take AJ Green.
Right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't know what we're going to get with AJ Green. I would do James White because I know what you're going to get. You're probably going to get at least a 10-point game if it's PPR.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm swinging for the fences. It's week 1. I'm swinging for the fences.
Yeah,
I want AJ Green.
true.
I've been off AJ Green all off season, but I hear he's a full go. I'm playing AJ Green.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one of those guys who auto start. I mean, he's when he's fully healthy and if he says he's ready to go, you got to start AJ Green just because the potential of the things that he can do. He's right over there. James White's going to give you, I mean, guaranteed 10 to 12 points almost.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you can set your clock to that stuff almost. So I mean, if you're looking for a way higher upside play, definitely go AJ Green. If you're looking for a good, consistent floor, then definitely play James White.
That's an interesting thing you just said. What would you like? That's an interesting decision to make. Do you want a floor or do you want a ceiling? I mean, wouldn't you want the ceiling over the floor?
It depends on your other players. So, like, if you have somebody, if you have Amari Cooper and he's healthy, but his points are sporadic, then you want a floor, right? Like, you need somebody with a floor and somebody with an upside. So it really depends on the makeup of the rest of your team. If you have somebody like Tyreek Hill who has wild swings and he's already a ceiling play, and you need somebody to get you points in case he doesn't hit that ceiling, then you take somebody like James White. So, right. I mean, listen, he had an okay game.
I would look at it as, how did you do after Thursday night? Like, if you didn't play anybody Thursday night, fine. I think James White is probably the safer of the two. But if you played Thursday night, and let's say somehow you ended up playing against Watkins, Mahomes, and David Johnson, like, you're already down a significant bunch at this point. So you need to go with the higher ceiling, which would be AJ Green.
It's
and
his
then
Galladay sub. Yeah, he just
gets a Galladay. So it's a number one. Like, it's his second? It's his third round pick, maybe second, depending on the league. But his third round pick is down, and he's looking for a replacement. So I think AJ Green's to go.
Not an awful replacement either.
No, it's really
well. Listen, it's definitely one of those. If he's healthy, he could be a wide receiver. He could
go for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns and like 10 catches. Yeah,
right. So. It's really all about his foot, his ankle, his health, and they're saying he's a full go. They're not restricting him, so it's for me, it's AJ Green, but I don't know the rest of the team.
We got
Tyler Boyd or Hunter Renfrow.
Well, hold on, Jason. You're getting ahead of me. You're getting way ahead of me.
Yeah, we missed the pop, soda, or Coke one.
You're right.
On where you're from. Right?
I was getting to that one, Fallon. And Seven, you're right. Seven, you're right. It absolutely depends on where you are from. Like you mentioned you're from New York. I'm from Massachusetts. Growing up, it was pop.
Really?
Yep. From Massachusetts, we called it. I'm from the east side of the state. Lowell, my parents were born in Lowell. I grew up just outside of Boston. We called it pop.
All right.
That's just what it was.
You guys get your pop with your water.
Right, and pop.
But when I was in the South, it was interesting that Coke really meant anything. It's like when you ask for a Coke, they're like, do you what kind of Coke? Coke. You know, it's kind of like asking
Coke
for unsweetened iced tea, I think. But it's like, no, I asked for Coke. If I wanted 7-Up, I would have said 7-Up.
So one of these days, I'm gonna go to a restaurant and I'm gonna order a Coke, and the waitress or the waiter is gonna be like, "Is it okay if I get you a Pepsi?" And I'm gonna be like, "No, it's not okay. I didn't ask for Pepsi. I asked for a Coke."
Where do you live?
I asked for a Mountain Dew specifically when I said I would like a Coke.
Get to the goddamn store. It's right down the street. Get me some Coke.
Right now, I live in Florida.
Give me a liter of cola.
Pepsi. It's mostly Coke products in Texas down here.
Same here. Taco Bell's the only place that has Pepsi products.
Dr. Pepper and Coke are like a way of life down here. It's awful. Like
what's weird is
I love you, son. I do.
It took me a long time to realize, though, like, depending on where you live, Dr. Pepper could be a Coke product or a Pepsi product. It's like a free agent.
Yeah, and they also in Texas, there's like a sugar. There's like it's from like Dublin, Texas, or something, and it's like every single Texan. Oh my God, it's like injected into their veins. It's crazy.
So have you guys had Cheerwine?
Huh?
Yeah.
Have you had Cheerwine?
Yeah, I have.
So it's a regional drink. Started in the Carolinas, but it's basically like a cherry Dr. Pepper, and that shit is amazing.
It's tasty.
Yeah. I don't like cherry anything.
I used to work for Coca-Cola up in Wyoming, and where I worked in Casper, we didn't have Dr. Pepper, and when I moved to Rawlins, we actually had Dr. Pepper. So I was able to sell it down there, and that was like, it was kind of funny because I'd just go down there and just make all kinds of money because I could actually do something with Dr. Pepper down there. But yeah, it's funny because the very first time I asked for a Coke and somebody said that like a Mountain Dew, and I'm like, that ain't a Coke, you know. And then, but for me, it's always been pop, soda, Coke. I've never heard anybody.
Yeah, but up there, no, you guys are lucky to have dial-up internet. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Yes.
Listen.
Streaming.
All I know is that Mr. Pibb is not Dr. Pepper, and get that nasty shit off your menu.
Amen to that.
I don't mind Mr. Pibb. I don't like Dr. Pepper, though, so I'm not.
Do you know in Canada that Mountain Dew doesn't have caffeine because clear drinks can't have caffeine in it? And I have some Canadian friends who were shocked to learn that Mountain Dew here in America has a lot more caffeine.
Mountain Dew is definitely not clear.
It's not clear.
It's not like dark like a cola.
If you're out of fuel in your diesel, you can actually put Mountain Dew in there.
Oh my God.
I've got Mountain Dew in this big ass cup, but I can't get it on camera. So
all right, the guy who asked the question is already he's already left the chat. He's already gone. But he said they're awesome.
Still a good combo.
That's Boyle. Barrel's a good dude, real good dude. I'm in a couple of chats with him. Abraham wanted to know, do we like Tyler Boyd or Hunter Renfrow?
Hunter Renfrow.
I like Hunter Renfrow too.
I'm a Tyler Boyd guy. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a Tyler Boyd guy. I think he's going to be big this season.
Is playing, yeah. They got some pretty good. Is it Casey Hayward Jr. is their other cornerback? I mean, the Chargers have a pretty stout defense.
Yeah, they're pretty tough.
It could be a bad game for Joe Burrow. I don't know. Yeah. I would go Hunter Renfrow. I like the upside of Tyler Boyd, though, long season.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this as a Bronco fan, but, I think Carr's a little bit underrated. He's got a high completion record, and he might surprise this year, and he might have a chip on his shoulder.
Killer offensive line.
Devin wants to just say that he drafted CH in one of our charity leagues. He just wants to know if I can email him that autographed A-Rob jersey now.
You can't,
Devin,
you can't email a jersey.
In the mail, sir.
Hey, I got a question for Devin. I don't know if he's still listening or if he can comment. Where are you from? Because I rarely have seen the last name O'Mara. And there are quite a few of us in Denver. And I just like that just shocked me when I saw O'Mara.
Fallon, I'm sorry, but this is not a dating show.
Not a dating
I didn't
show.
want no. The O'Maras are my family. It's like I don't want
Listen,
to.
you're from Colorado. I don't judge.
Yeah, I'm not from the South. We don't date each other. I'm from Colorado.
All I know is this is a bathhouse.
happens in
If
Colorado
it's
stays in
dating's
Colorado.
fair game.
Yeah.
This is your bathhouse. Dating's a fair game, George.
All right, here we go. Abraham wants to know, as his wide receiver 2, does he start Devontae Parker or John Brown?
John Brown.
So
I don't know. Actually, no. I take that back.
We literally just debated him starting, and I'm hoping this is a different league because I don't want to tell him to start Tyler Boyd and John Brown. I think that's just a recipe for disaster.
This is a different. It's
I'm going
different.
to go Devontae Parker. No, it's not.
I'm going to go Devontae Parker just because I like his opportunity more. I like Ryan Fitzpatrick because he just sits there and hucks balls up in the air. So
I guess.
Listen, I'm going to say John Brown. I'm saying John Brown, and here's the reason why. I saw on Twitter that John Brown promised 2 touchdowns to a doctor who's treating like kids with cancer or something. I don't know what it was, but he promised 2 touchdowns this week. So I'm going to go with John Brown. Pretend like he's actually going to do that.
I was literally about to ask, was it for this week or for his career?
That's mean.
Oh, I mean, what I did see actually really quick is that Devonta Parker actually torched the Patriots last year in the week 16 for like 130 something yards, I think, and like 2 touchdowns. So
And that was with Stephon Gilmore covering him.
I think so,
Kevin says, I like Kevin's question because it means I can just pick anybody.
Pick 2 running backs for this week.
Saquon and CMC.
Right, I'm taking CMC. I'm taking Saquon. That's perfect.
No, I'm going Mozart. I had to reach for him in Scott Fishbowl. He's my guy. I got to go Mozart.
Fallon, if you say Mozart one more time, I'm kicking you out of this room.
Mozart.
Do it, George. Bye. Done.
I would say Mostert and James Robinson for me. I'm going against it.
Listen, I like Mozart, but I'll take Bach, a little Beethoven.
Okay. Abraham said that those were different leagues for Tyrod, or not Tyrod. What the hell's his name? John Brown and Devontae Parker, and then Tyler Boyd and Renfro. Yeah, 2 different leagues. To be 100% honest, Kevin, we'd like to answer your question, but we need to know what running backs you're talking about.
I mean, we did.
Hit us back up.
Go on the bottom.
He has it towards George. He has it towards the bottom, second from last.
There you go. Eckler shouldn't even be a question. I'm sorry.
No. So I don't even think Montgomery's playing, so you could cross him off your list.
No, he's actually been he was upgraded to full practice, but I still wouldn't play him.
I wouldn't play him either.
I wouldn't play Swift either, just because of the injury.
I go Mac.
So I would go Eckler or Mac.
Eckler and Mac for me too.
I'm going Eckler Fournette.
Lenny could get some action.
Eckler
I mean, they think he's going to, but Mac's the dude right now. Like, this is his team right now. If he wants to,
he's got a chip on his shoulder too. He's like, I'm owning this. Fuck you, Jonathan Taylor. I'm like, it's my team.
I hate that. I'm still angry that drafted him.
Oh, me too.
Who's that?
What, Jonathan Taylor? I can't believe Indy drafted them when they actually, when Marlon Mack had a good season.
Yeah, he did.
Like, whoa, what? And he's still young. I don't get it.
I said it on a show the other night when we were doing our previews. Like, I look at the Indianapolis backfield kind of like what the Texans did when they had DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry. Like, they're just going to use both of those backs, and they're going to use them both a lot.
By the way, if you're watching and you see Mike disappear, it's because he's going to smoke a little bit.
No. I don't do that.
He's just disappearing.
And you're just smoking, I come back in.
Just
we skipped some. We gotta go back up and ask about the quarterback questions.
Phil, let me run the show.
I'm bossy. You guys even nicknamed me the bossy one.
I know, but let me run the show. I'll boot you again.
Hey, George, you know how to fix the bossiness, right?
Just get
Stafford all day.
Throw bread at it, Jason.
How do you fix the bossy one?
So this is what I told my wife. Like, when me and her get in an argument, the easiest way to get her to stop arguing with me and to see things my way is I just throw bread at her. And I know you're wondering, why do I throw bread at her? After 18 years of marriage, I finally learned that if I throw bread at her, her womanly instincts kick in. She will pick the bread up, go in the kitchen, and make me a sandwich. And then the argument's over at that point. Like, she knows I need to eat, and she's going to make me a nice sandwich with a little bit of bacon, some turkey, and some mayonnaise.
I need proof. I'm looking
I wish I could throw more than bread through the screen, and it would hit you right now.
I asked my wife if she'd bring me a grilled cheese during the middle of this, and she looked at me like I was nuts.
Throw bread at her. Watch what happens.
I just had back surgery a couple weeks ago. I'm going to try that. I'm going to play that card. If she was right now.
It's funny because the day I was totally joking when I posted that on Facebook, and I showed it to my wife. She didn't think it was as funny as I did. I showed it to my mother-in-law. She thought it was pretty funny. And then I showed it to my son, and about 2 minutes later, he literally from the kitchen just chucks a loaf of bread at my wife.
Oh, that's great.
So she got up and they went to the Firehouse Subs and she bought him a sub. So that's just proof it actually works.
It works. Now, here's what that's like the lazy wife version of it. Like I threw bread at her. She didn't want to make anything, so she took me to Subway.
It works.
So where do you just keep like random little bags of bread around the house then?
So here,
you got one on your nightstand, like you got one in the bathroom, like
you know why that works out. You know why that works out? Because if he doesn't throw them at the wife, he can feed the ducks.
This is correct.
Hey, Jason, speaking of wives, me and your wife have chatted quite a few times on Facebook, by the way.
That may be a problem.
I'm sorry.
About you and George, of all things.
I believe it. Hey, let's get to Abraham quarterback. I think we all agree on this one. It's Matt Stafford, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. Abraham starts Stafford every week over Cam. I don't know about every week, but
all right. I got to say something.
That one.
Those type of questions before the season started, it's like, how can you even answer them? You haven't even seen the teams play. Or if it's week one, they're just getting the kinks out. It's hard to say what to do every week right now.
So I'm going to take Stafford, who's been in that system around those players for a while, versus taking Cam Newton going up against Miami in his first game in New England.
Well, for the first game, yeah. But when it says every week over Cam, it's hard to say. It's hard to answer.
Stafford was on his way to throwing 50-plus touchdowns last year. He was 18, I believe, through 8 games.
He's a set it and forget it quarterback. He typically gets out there, gets it done. I mean, I love Stafford. I especially love Stafford this year. Who I do not love is Cam Newton, and I don't love him every year for about 5 years now. So
here's the thing with Cam Newton: if he plays all 16 games, which I know is a huge if, right? Like we are all smart enough to know,
yeah, because I have way too much Stidham, so I'm rooting for him to fail.
That's not going to happen. But if he plays all 16 games, like I don't think he's ever been lower than QB5. Now I'm not saying he'll be QB5 in New England, but I think if he plays all 16 games, Bill Belichick's smart enough to use him to his strengths and scheme for him. So I think he will eventually be an effective quarterback as the year progresses. But I'm not going to start. I'm not trusting him to start right away. Not over a Matt Stafford. Absolutely not. Abraham wants to know Kenyon Drake or Tyler Lockett, and I'm going to just jump on this one real quick. Kenyon Drake's playing the San Francisco 49ers, so give me Tyler Lockett.
And wasn't Kenyon Drake just in a boot?
They say he's fine.
He's fine.
That's coach speak, but he was literally in a boot. It's like
he was in a boot all last offseason too.
Yeah, you're exactly. Yeah, it was exactly that. Yeah,
I'm going Tyler Lockett.
I mean, with all that said,
I gotta do this and see if this happens. Mozart.
There you go. Bye.
Yeah,
she's in timeout.
That really does happen.
Thank you, George.
I would go Lockett. This is probably Lockett's one big game of the season, and then the rest is going to be inconsistent.
Yep, I
The
agree.
rest would be DK Metcalf.
I love DK Metcalf this year.
Yeah, Philly
There you
Dorsett.
go.
That's the guy. That's the guy to keep your
I'm
eyeballs
liking
on.
Eagles. I actually just put a waiver in for Eagles.
But we haven't
we haven't
even asked the question yet.
Aren't they?
It's right there on the screen.
But you have to let the host ask the question and then you answer.
Yes, management.
There's an order to these things. Let's get to the order of these things, or we're gonna send you back to the background again.
Organized chaos. That's what we need.
Thank you. I love it. That's where management belongs.
So from Abraham, it's Eagles or Colts. D.
I think I want to go with the Colts.
I'm going with the Colts.
And the Jags.
Yeah.
The Jags do have a little bit of an attendance. I believe they are allowing like 20% fans.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
Florida.
listen.
I think all Americans are allowed to get
Usually
there.
normal
Wait.
anyway.
Wait, they're allowing 20%. What number do you think they'll actually hit?
Ooh,
6 or 7.
Ooh.
I don't know.
15 tops?
How's the weather in Jacksonville right now, I guess?
Oh, this
Hot.
weekend's supposed to be. Well, it's supposed to be rainy too. Like we're supposed to get some kind of tropical storm system.
Like every single game, everything I'm looking at on Yahoo, I look at all the games, every single one looks like it's projected for rain.
Right.
Maybe even
Hey,
some
but
of the dome games. I'm like, what's going on?
Right. Yeah, at Indianapolis, and it's a 75% chance of rain. It's like, how the frick does that work out?
Wait,
Well,
I got
the thing
a
I
question about
found-
that.
The thing that I found was funny was that as of yesterday, New Orleans hadn't gotten permission to play their game.
Wait, how do you not have permission to play the game?
Because of this
COVID.
whole
No, I got
yeah.
the COVID, but well, anyways, back to the rain thing. I got this question about this because baseball is rainouts. Now, I've been going to football games since I was 4, and then just recently, I've noticed that there's been these delay of games for rain or lightning, which never happened in the 70s and 80s. When did this shit start happening that they clear the field, except for a few people who are not, I guess, important enough?
I got
Somebody
this
must have-
answer. So years ago, Dom Boomhauer got struck by lightning on the field, and after Boomhauer got struck by lightning, they started the rule of you have to clear the field if there's lightning within 5 miles.
Okay. I was wondering about that because I remember we used to sit through no matter what whatever we got.
You used to
By the way,
drink lead while driving in the 70s, too.
By the way, she totally bought the name Boomhauer, and I knew what I was talking about.
Well, the rum has hit me, so it's like I'm gullible. You guys know I'm gullible.
It's one of those things where if you say it with confidence,
right? I guess, yeah.
Say it with confidence, anybody will believe you.
Especially when you're gullible.
Have a clipboard in your hand. That also helps.
Definitely, or a lanyard. If you got a lanyard with a little badge on here, 100% official. Nobody.
How about if you have
questions
the Bible? What if you have the Bible just sitting there on the
upside
desk?
down?
It's got to be
upside down.
This one's right side up, but okay, fine.
No, upside down gives you more credentials.
There you go. I've got to gas some protesters along the way before I hold it up.
Bills or Steelers?
Bills or Steelers. So I feel like you shouldn't have two defenses, right? Obviously, Steelers is the right answer in my opinion. But why do you have two defenses?
That's a good point.
Sometimes leagues I was in a league where we had to roster, he set the roster limits and you needed to draft a backup kicker, backup defense. So I can see that. Plus, I mean, both are very good defenses. So
they are.
You know what I do?
I think the Giants' offense may actually score a little bit more than the Jets. Their offense is so much more scarier than Mono Darnold.
But you know what also was going to happen though is Danny is going to throw 2 interceptions and fumble at least once. So you're getting those guaranteed points. I'm taking that.
Minkah Fitzpatrick, could probably get a pick 6.
So that's
and Abraham says he's blocking. So Abraham's saying he's blocking somebody from getting a good D, but you know what else he's also doing? Not picking up an upside guy late.
That's true.
I know what he's saying, but I'll take my shot at an upside guy versus blocking somebody from getting a good defense.
Yep.
I thought since this was the AMA, the conversation just turned the table there. But I guess we're still talking about football, huh?
Well, we most of us run a football show. That's our target audience.
Right,
If they wanna talk football, we'll roll with it. Blake O'Tan wants to know, who do I start? DJ Moore versus the Raiders or Juju versus the Giants? I'll break this down in sections. So DJ Moore or Juju? I want to know who he's sitting, or who he's got starting where he can't start both these guys.
Right.
Dynasty or a one wide receiver league.
Right.
But I'm thinking it's DJ Moore versus the Raiders.
Yeah.
I like DJ Moore against the Raiders. Yeah.
I do too.
Both I think could have very good games, but I like DJ Moore. Yes, I think that Juju with Big Ben. I mean, Big Ben's going to throw the ball 75 times since he missed all of last season. He's got to make up for it, you know.
Yep. Who does he start between Prescott versus the Rams or Brady versus the Saints?
Prescott, because Prescott's got experience with his team, and Brady has experience with Gronk.
Yeah, and let me add to that I like Prescott as well. Evans may not play because of a hamstring. That puts Lattimore on Chris Godwin instead of on Mike Evans. That makes I like Scotty Miller too. Don't get me wrong. Tampa's my team, so but that basically means that your number one wide receiver is on, or Lattimore's on your number one wide receiver, and then you don't have Evans to free him up. So I don't like Brady this week at all.
Dak, he's played the Rams, and Jalen Ramsey's going to take Amari out of the game. He's going to throw to Jarwin, Zeke, Gallup. And
Yep.
Amari's going to probably score like 3 fantasy points. That's my bold prediction for this week.
It's a good one.
Don't make me laugh when I'm taking a drink, please.
I'm sorry. Amari disappeared when he has a tough
I also think that Brady's playing a much better defense than Prescott as well.
Yeah.
So, all signs point to Prescott for.
If they can stop Aaron Donald, which the guy is a specimen. Oh, and he actually posted on the bottom. He has Adams. He has Devontae Adams and Julio Jones as his other 2 starters.
Okay, yeah. So it's a 10-man league. It's not that big.
It's a dynasty. He said it's a 2-year dynasty.
He's bragging. Okay. Stop it.
That's a lot. That's a lot of trading.
That's a lot. Well done, though. Well done.
That's some good trades.
Favorite last round pick. I'm going to go James Robinson.
Nice.
Him earlier.
I'm going to go Lazard.
You can't go Lazard other than Lazard.
All right. What about
my last pick is usually defense or kicker.
Yeah, really.
Let me. Okay, let's rephrase that.
Zane Gonzalez.
Assuming you play in a real league that doesn't have defense and kicker. What's your last pick?
I was going Paris Campbell at lunch.
George, you know who I'm going to say, right?
Yeah, I already know who you're going to say too.
Jason's going to say Corey Davis.
Corey Davis is my last pick.
What's Trent? What's his name?
Dilfer
from 49ers.
Williams.
Yeah, Trent Williams.
Isn't Trent Taylor?
It's Trent Taylor.
Yeah, it's Trent Taylor.
I'm having her come along with me as many times as I can.
Actually. I got Kendrick Bourne. I nabbed him in a couple leagues.
Nice, Kendrick Bourne's a good one.
Oh, I'm loving Kendrick Bourne.
I'm grabbing Tua, but I'm in a lot of keeper leagues, and I'm getting Tua in like the 16th to 18th, and so I'm like, I don't understand why nobody else is watching. Like, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick that he has to beat out of a job. Like, I'll be okay next year with my keepers.
If Fitzpatrick's there, I wouldn't be surprised if Fitzpatrick played the entire season.
I think he will. I think we'll see flashes of Tua. I don't think we're going to see much, but I think it'll be enough where I'll be happy about going in the 18th with him next year.
Right, because then next year, he's going to be the starter. Fitzpatrick's going to probably be back in the Jets. You know.
Yep.
So.
Do you think Fitzpatrick's going to play the whole year? Because I got this trade for Lamb for Fitzpatrick.
No.
And I'm like, wait a second. We're talking about young, awesome, perhaps potential great wide receiver for a guy who may not even finish the league or finish this season.
Are you trading Lamb or getting Lamb?
Oh, I'd be trading Lamb and receiving Fitzpatrick.
No, you're desperate, and you're desperate for a quarterback, and I still wouldn't do it.
So
here's you know what league I'm talking about. That was Professor Chris gave me that offer in the Empire League.
Listen, you're desperate. You're desperate for quarterback, and I still wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
You would add a 4th shitty quarterback to your roster.
I don't even have two.
Okay, so you'd add a third. I'd like to skip this one and go right to the next question, please.
It's a good team. How's that?
Right, in one of my leagues, Dynasty League, that's a starting lineup. Good pitch. Yeah, it's a good. Oh my God! Yeah, hello.
That's solid.
It's like a 16 league.
He's just like trying to brag right now. Yes, really Abraham, you have a beautiful team.
It really depends. It really depends on how many other teams are in that league. If it's a 16 league, then it's okay. Hey, George. Oh, George made it all about himself.
I'm playing with the settings, trying to see if I can get the screen. No, I don't like that one. I'm just playing with the settings.
Look at that baby face.
All right, dude, take the next one.
I don't see any other questions.
It's not a question, just the next statement.
I like 2 Ds. Well, no, I personally have 3 Ds, but I'm a triple D. But I guess it's dependent by guys. Oh, we're talking defenses, not bra size.
No, we're not talking bra size. We're talking Ds.
2 Ds.
Bra size. Bra size goes by Ds. What?
Fallon, it's okay. It'll come to Fallon in a little bit. Okay, the joke is going over her head. Where's the Superman meme with him flying around and the joke's just hovering right over his Superman's head? Yeah, that's what this joke is doing to Fallon right now.
Meanwhile, Sven left for this one. You think he's getting 2 Ds?
Yeah. I think he's blocking someone from getting good D.
I agree. Stop blocking people from getting good D.
Right. Listen, Abraham, I know you're still paying attention. Hey, he's back for the D.
This is what I came back to. I don't need to see any more or comment. I'm good.
So listen, Abraham, you're
feeling great.
Not all of us.
No, so listen.
Huh?
Listen, this it's not a big bottle, but it's halfway gone. So I found out today that I need to replace my air conditioner, my whole AC unit, to the tune of roughly $6,100. I'll get it cheaper. Okay, let me know, because I've got another guy, but
what's wrong with it?
Well, we'll talk about. I could list the things.
Well, then fix them.
I could list it. Oh, there's a lot. I'll talk to you about that off the air.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
The whole thing's got to come out.
So
Mike's
Trey Miller says he wants us to post our
someone likes
Twitter
2
handle.
Ds. We already got to the 2 Ds. So now we're blocking someone from a good D.
Yes, we don't want nobody to have any good D. Trey, here's the Twitter handles. As long as I have something pinned to the bottom of the screen, you wouldn't be able to see our handles, but as soon as I get rid of it, like I just did, we have all the Twitter handles there. You can follow me. I'm at BFTG Pod. You can follow Mike here in the upper middle. He's at Dirty Jobs 1. You 21. Can follow Savan. 21, excuse me. Listen, I've been drinking. I really don't drink. I'm not saying my words than I already normally do. Follow Savan. It's Savan, right? Am I right?
Wait, is it mine?
Does anyone else hear him going crazy right now?
Yeah, no, you're with me. He went robot. He asked if it's pronounced Sven.
Sven. Like Sven, not Sven. I mean, you could say it either way. It doesn't matter. It's not even. That's not my real name.
Hold on.
Jason wants me to repeat this name over and over.
It's not.
I'm doing the old Wayne's World. Sven.
Yeah, Trey's in Prophet Who's in my listener league with the really crazy ass scoring.
Nice. So these are all of our Twitter handles. You can see them there. Please follow us all on Twitter. We'll be doing these AMAs every Friday night. We're going to try to keep it about an hour. During the season, we actually plan on having some guests on here. So, guys, typically you won't have direct access to ask pretty much anything you want to. We'll have them on here is the plan going forward. This is kind of just our first get to know the crew.
And keep in mind, you don't have to ask fantasy questions. This is a true AMA. So like, you can ask Fallon how many Ds she typically rosters, and that could be a football question or not football question. You can pretty much ask
I do
anything.
like my D's.
Anything but basically Sven over there, who said he keeps like saying I might answer some things, but everybody else is going to answer everything. So it doesn't just have to be football, but it can be.
And dirty jobs when he comes back from smoking.
How do you guys rate, how do you
good.
rate DJ's performance from last night?
So it is it's better than we thought, but worse than we could imagine in a way, right? Like he looked very good, but that team looked bad enough to where half the game he couldn't be used.
I think he looked good. Like if you took DJ in the 4th round, like you're happy with his performance last night, even if it was for half a game. Like I don't think every week they're going to be going out there playing the Chiefs. Like that's just a high-powered offense, so they're not going to be down, 3 touchdowns every week. That's just not going to happen. So I was happy with DJ's performance last night. If I had him in the 4th round, if I went wide receiver, wide receiver, and then I decided to take DJ because he's there and I needed a starting running back, like I'm happy right now from what I've seen. He looked good on his cuts. He looked fresh. He looked healthy. I'm happy with it.
Anybody else panic a little bit if they had ownership of him when they said he was on the sideline? They were looking at his wrist.
Yeah, that was weird. Where because Duke came in and then we saw David because he was hurt, but then Duke got hurt.
And they're talking about David's wrist, and you're like, well, that figures.
Let me see. Ooh, hello. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah. I think it's a sign of things to come. I can agree with that statement. That was for the Steelers versus Bills defense. Who to start? I think it was consensus was start the Steelers.
I think Sven wanted the Bills, but
I don't think either is going to be bad, but I think the Bills have
a better matchup.
Offense. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we're all going to be harassed.
Trey, if I got that follow, FFF Trey 84, I'll follow you back after the show. I look forward to all of the harassment. I live for that kind of stuff.
He dishes it really well too.
Hey Trey, bftgpodcast@gmail.com. Send us some dick pics.
Just do not send me any.
Well, you're not at that email address, that Fallon, so don't worry about it.
I know, but I don't like dick pics. I get them, and I don't like them.
Yeah, so let me touch on that real quick. Guys, be better, okay? Seriously, don't just out of the blue randomly send dick pics to a female. Like, they don't like that shit. You're not cool. It's not a cool thing to do. Just stop it. Send them to Jason at bftgpodcast@gmail.com. He likes them, okay?
I'll take all the pics you can send me. Listen, I've got some editing I can do. There's plenty of members on this team that haven't been photoshopped with pics yet.
So we got a question here from Calvin. Calvin's in a couple of our charity leagues. He joins every year. Great supporter. Do you think CH gets used more in the passing game?
Does he need to?
I mean,
yes,
he should, because Darrell Williams looked awful in the passing game last night.
They have him all over the place. I had high hopes for Darrell Williams, and he just let me down.
Do you guys think it's a bad sign that he got stuffed 3 times in a row on the goal line?
I was actually kind of happy to see that.
Shocking.
I think going 0 for 6 on the goal line is a very bad sign if you're CEH. I think Kansas City would be wise not to use him on the goal line. Listen, the dude's only 5'7", okay? He's not going to run anybody over. And his metrics coming out from college is he's not a very strong guy, so he's not strong enough to push a pile. He's not built or strong enough to be a goal line back. Yes, they could have done more than just turn around, hand it to him, and run right up the center. They could have pitched it to him, allowed him to use his burst on a pitch or whatnot. But overall, I didn't like what I seen with him on the goal line. I think that's going to be a huge liability, and that you don't want your star running back. And I hate using that term with him. But you don't want to feed him right up the middle to those big horses on the front line. That little dude's going to get hurt, and that's not good for anybody.
So I've got to say, this is a marked improvement.
I'm just impressed you got the arrow right.
I got to duck out. I got to go pick up my daughter, but it was fun saying hi to you guys and drinking a beer with y'all and everything like that. But you guys have yourself a great evening.
There's Dirty Dubs.
Good night,
Just
Dirty.
keep up the good work and one love, guys. And we will see you on Sunday for the Blitz, folks.
Yes, Sunday Blitz. Can't wait.
Yes.
Woo.
Hey,
See you
Trey,
guys.
I think so. I have to go over to gmail.com and see what Trey gave me because
we're not going to show it on screen, Mike.
You know, Jason, I heard what you just said. I was taking my last bite of dinner, and I heard exactly what you just said. That was very nice.
I wasn't trying to hide it. I did it live on YouTube.
It's a good question.
Are you keeping Watson or are you trading him?
Keeping him. It's first game of the season.
I mean, so if you trade him now, it's not like
we're
you're going
talking
to get
about
value for him.
Deshaun Watson, right? Not the tight end Watson.
Yeah, nobody's trading for Ben Watson.
You can't trade him now. Like, what are you going to do? Sell him at a floor?
Yeah, I'm not trading him. Not yet.
I don't know.
So,
Maybe.
So
who do you think you'd get for him? That's the thing.
Like I expect a lot of ugly games this weekend, to be honest. Like these guys had no preseason, very limited practice in the offseason. Like, don't expect this to be mid-season form for these guys literally until about the mid-season. Like, I think we're just going to see a couple weeks of just real ugly games. These guys knocking the rust off. It's going to be ugly for a couple of weeks. So don't panic after week one. We say this every year on a normal year when these guys have, preseason games to knock some of the rust off and get their reps in and whatnot. Like, don't overreact right now. Give it a couple of weeks.
So I went to Gmail. Trey didn't send me nothing.
Well, you just said you asked, but there's something. Check your spam because I think he sent you something. Because if you look one below, he said you asked.
So should I trade for Will Fuller? My answer is no.
No, because he's
I would trade him.
Well,
I
don't think he did it
last night. Like, that's crazy.
He got good targets, but he didn't really do anything, right?
8 catches, 112 yards.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you're telling me I can get a guy who gets 10 targets, 8 catches for over 100 yards? Like, sign me up, right?
Exactly, but he's going to be good for 3 games until he gets hurt.
See, and I hate the whole injury issue. Like I hate saying,
show me it. He's never played a full season.
So that doesn't mean he's going to play only 3 games.
Okay, do you want to do an over-under bet here?
I would trade him.
On 3 games? Absolutely.
All right. Over-under bet going on 3 games.
$5 to charity. He plays more than 3 games this season.
All right.
There we go. $5 to charity. That's an easy bet. I'll take that over every day. Let's see. Abraham said he needs running back help. So I'm assuming.
What does that mean? And he also needs wide receiver help if you look right below it.
Yeah, I see that.
Who did you
on what? Like that's kind of general.
Mike Evans, Kenny Galladay. I mean,
don't do them. Don't play.
I guess we would need to see the team. If you could list out your entire team.
Yeah, that would help a lot. That would really help a lot.
Or just running backs and wide receivers.
Yep.
Actually, the whole team, because then we could trade a Deshaun Watson, maybe for multiple. I think it's going to be a rough year for the Texans all around, though.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Like Watson, I'm saying that Watson is going to sneak into the top 10 to finish fantasy-wise, but it is going to be.
All right, so I want to play a name game.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson or Tom Brady?
Deshaun Watson.
Good Lord. Finishing better, higher,
Yep. On a per game average.
Dude, this motherfucker actually sent me a dick pic.
You asked for it.
You asked for it. He even said that. He flat out said you asked.
Hold on, George. I'm gonna try and share this screen.
No. Absolutely
I think
not. We are not going to get kicked off YouTube. We're not getting kicked off Periscope.
Yeah,
absolutely
and for me, I really don't care to see it.
Nope,
George,
not happening.
Shouldn't even be an option.
You'll have to. You're the host.
Weirdo.
Once you see the dick pic, I'll let you decide whether we
Why are
share
we
the
still
screen.
talking about this?
Yeah, we already said no. You asked for it, you got it. Now you know what it's like to be a female and getting random fucking dick pics sent to you.
George, you can see it down at the bottom of the screen. Now you tell me whether or not we can share it.
How can you see it at the bottom of the screen? Why can't I see it?
Because I have powers.
Host.
I have powers.
Oh,
that's
okay.
like that's like why I can remove anybody from the show. It's because I'm the host.
No, don't show it. Please don't. I mean, you know, we stand a line against dick pics.
We do.
You know, Fallon really wants this.
There's the dick pics right there.
I can't even see what it is.
It's Adam Gase.
Adam Gase. All right, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Trey,
all right,
thank you,
Trey.
sir.
That's great. I love it.
Listen, he's the listener of the week. Trey, listen, Abraham was awesome.
Abraham's been solid. Abraham's been the MVP, but Trey is the listener of the week.
Yeah,
Trey,
you are.
Trey just took.
That's awesome.
You know what you win? You got to ask Hoos, but tell Hoos I said you get a free mug.
Yeah, good luck getting that. I've been promised that for 3 years, but I will harass him with you. You and I can harass him together.
You can have Fallon's mug.
All right, hey, let's go back to this name game. So we never got an answer. Tom Brady or Deshaun Watson.
This week it
sounds like better. Brady.
This week I'm taking Brady. I've already seen what Watson does.
All right. Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, Lord.
See, it's hard to do this right now until we see. We can play the name game next week.
That's tough still. I don't know. Maybe
it is, right? Like, I mean.
Aaron still does it. He did it last year, too.
And he's got a chip on his shoulder with the drafting of love.
And no other help whatsoever.
Lazard.
Yes.
I have a football crush on Lazard.
And I can't wait for MVS to come out and crush those dreams.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
Should have happened last year.
Should have.
I mean, listen, it's MVS is back in the slot.
This is Abraham's team. You got Joe Burrow, CEH, DJ, Tyler Boyd, Parker, Hurst, Aaron Jones, Bucker, Eagles on the bench, Bell, Mostert, James Robinson, John Brown, Jamison Crowder. So I think this is the one where he was saying he needs wide receiver help, and I would kind of agree with that.
I would almost go Crowder over Parker.
Guys, I might be wrong here, but I think my wife is actually making me a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm smelling grilled cheese.
Did you throw bread at her? Because
shit, you could trade any of those running backs you have on your bench.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Right now, I would wait till after this week, see which one has the best performance. But I think I like Mostert long term out of all three of them.
Yeah, I do too. But I look at his roster, like CEH and DJ. He's not starting Bell over them. He's not starting Mostert over them. You're not going to start James Robinson over them. If
we don't know how team is going to be, though.
Yeah.
It says you're not going to start Mostert over him.
You're not going to start Mostert over DJ or CH. You're just not.
Yeah, I know.
Probably not.
Maybe he's got Aaron Jones as well. So I would look at your bench if any of those running backs pop, and let's say somebody suffers a wide receiver, like I'm not hoping for it at all. But let's say somebody suffers a running back injury this week, like maybe capitalize on that and offer up one of those running backs for an upgraded wide receiver, or you could even really package like Jamison Crowder. And I love Jamison Crowder. Like I consider him to be the Brussels sprouts of the NFL. Like nobody likes them. They're ugly. They stink. They smell. But man, they're good for you. So I that's how I look at Jamison Crowder. Like I would try to package whoever pops with Jamison Crowder for an upgrade at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Here we go. F the mug. I'll take a grilled cheese sandwich. Trey, you got to throw bread at somebody. I'm telling you, man. Y'all think I'm joking. Fallon's just talking game. If I threw bread at her, her womanly instincts would kick in and she would make me a sandwich.
You should
Are you fucking kidding me?
You should put a disclaimer just saying I will not be responsible for any action after the bread throwing.
I would throw the bread right back at you.
You see? Look.
Nice.
Not one. I got 2.
Justin, ooh, we got a question. This is actually a decent one.
Can I just say no?
Hold on one
Can I just say no to both?
Let's get that question up.
Trey, listen. Come on over. I got 2. I'll share one with you, bud.
Oh, wow, she made you 2.
She did make me 2. She knows I'm fat.
So here we go. Drop Justin Jefferson for Jalen Reagor.
I mean, Justin Jefferson's probably going to go into that role in Minnesota. Adam Thielen, I absolutely love Adam Thielen, but I mean, he does have a little bit of an injury history, so Jefferson could end up playing wide receiver 1 at some point. Right? Justin Jefferson's in Minnesota, right?
Yep.
Van Jefferson's in LA. Yes. Jalen Reagor's riddled with injury a little bit. I think Justin Jefferson's a more complete wide receiver, so I like him long term.
The problem is he's 4th on the depth chart. He's behind Olabisi Johnson right now. I think Irv Smith's going to get more targets than he does.
That's what I'm saying long term. I think that long term Jefferson Reagor's one kind of guy to me.
So I think the problem is that the Philadelphia Eagles have almost nobody else, right? Like Alshon Jeffrey, Pup, isn't he? Or did he?
Deshaun Jackson's not hurt yet, so you know he's going to go for 150 yards this week. That's it.
I don't know.
So I don't know. It's tough. I don't like either one, but I guess long term Justin Jefferson.
I don't want to rely on any one of these guys week 1.
Well, exactly. I'm assuming it's probably, but if you're looking for bench, it's Jefferson for me.
Yeah, I can see long term. I do like Jefferson more than Reagor, so I'll go with Jefferson. Is this a good fantasy name? Fresh Prince of Hell Air? Yes, that's pretty good.
Outplayed.
Yeah, it is.
Heard it way too many times. Sorry, Abraham.
Yep. No offense. It's a good name, but yes.
No, you want to trade all your Watkins now. You get 2 games from him, and he pisses you off the rest of the season.
I literally just wrote this to someone on Twitter the other day. He was like, oh, I got Watkins, Fournette, and someone else. And I was like, Watkins is going to probably have a monster game, and then we're never going to see him. He started Watkins, though. I was like, all right, nice.
Not till the playoff.
Now trade him.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins is definitely the 1 week of the year you could trust him is week 1, right? Outside of that, you can't trust him at all. I expect Hill to be a lot more involved, and that means less involvement for both Sammy Watkins and Robinson. Let somebody else use a high waiver priority on Sammy Watkins. Don't do it.
Sammy Watkins had 4 touchdowns last year. 3 of them came week 1.
Yep.
If that doesn't say about him, right there.
It'll be week 1 and then the playoffs, not fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with Trey here. If Thielen goes down, Olabisi will capitalize more than JJ. I completely agree with that statement.
You think so? I mean, he didn't really step it up too much last year when
Wait. You skipped over a certain comment.
Felon, that's the privilege of having the power. When you're in control, you get to pick and choose what goes on the screen.
Yeah, no, if you
want to run one of these,
is
you're more than welcome to do.
This is AMA, and a legitimate comment came on there.
It's a
wait, hold on.
Making a comment is not a question.
There you go.
That is not a question. It's a comment.
But I know Jason's on my side on this one.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he's right. The format says ask me anything. You didn't ask a question. Go form your statement in a form of a question. And then he's going to say yes. And we're going to move on.
Exactly.
By the way, I'm eating
good value for
they're hot and delicious.
Oof. Do you have any Jets fans in
listen, I own Bell, in a dynasty league, I've tried to unload him for anything with the pulse and have been completely unsuccessful in doing that. Okay,
nobody's going to take him.
No, I need him to have a good game or two to start out the season so I can unload him for something, and it's not going to happen. View Bell as a wide receiver or a running back 2, because that's basically what he is. He's a running back 2 / running back 3, right? With a little bit of upside.
Running back 2, yeah. We know what he can do, but we haven't seen it yet in Jersey.
Yeah, and for some reason, Adam Gase hates him. Like, I don't know if Le'Veon Bell walked in on Adam Gase talking to his wife the wrong way or what. I don't know. Like, for some reason, Adam Gase just does not like Le'Veon Bell. They brought in Frank Gore. They tried to trade for Kalen Ballage. Like the tea leaves are there. He didn't want Le'Veon Bell on his team to begin with. He did not want him signed. Like, he doesn't like Bell. I don't know.
I can't even think of a wide receiver to trade.
No, I couldn't either. Like I literally
Golden Tate. Like, is it Golden Tate, or is that even worth trading?
It's higher. It's higher than that.
You think so? Crowder for Bell.
You have to get more. Like, I think if you're going to trade him, you have to get. He's a running back too, right? Like, even through Adam Gase, he's going to be a running back too. You need a wide receiver 2 back, but do you get him? I don't know. How about Gallup? Do you think anybody would trade Bell for Gallup, a running back needy team?
No, I doubt it. So next question is from Fallon. Does pineapple belong on pizza? No. I mean, yes, it does. Excuse me. It absolutely does.
We got that, Jason. We finally got it. Just say it. Yes,
I fudged that one. It absolutely belongs on pizza. Next question.
I'm from New York, and I don't. Yes and no. I say yes and no.
Thank you.
Yeah, but should we be scared? No, we got it. We already heard it. You can't take it back.
Okay,
no take backs.
I can cut that out, and now that'll begin at the beginning of every break from the grind.
That's fine. Should we be
don't
scared
do
of
them
Pete
anyway.
Carroll saying they're talking the hot hand approach with Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde? Calvin, I would not worry about this at all. Like, not at all.
What exactly is a hot hand approach?
It's whatever running back is doing best at that time is who they're going to continue to use. And Carlos Hyde is on his 5th or 6th team in as many years. Like, no, it's going to be the Chris Carson show.
Chris Carson is so productive. Like, why does he keep doing this? It's so annoying. Yes, he's had some issues, but
I think it's coach speak, to be honest.
It has to be, right? Like, with Adam Gase, I mean, Frank Gore is apparently going to get 50% of the cars.
Yep.
Pete Carroll's not Adam Gase, though.
I know.
Last question is Jerry Jeudy worth a trade? So
for what, though?
The trade for him.
Yeah, trade for him, especially with the Courtland Sutton news. I'm absolutely loving some Jerry Jeudy, and that Fallon can attest to the defense for the Broncos with them missing Von Miller for the year. Like, that defense
gotten injured, and
that defense took a huge hit. So that offense is pieces I kind of want to buy because I have a feeling they're going to be playing from behind a lot, and I'm going to want the pass catchers.
But we have to say one caveat on there, and this is coming from a heartbroken Bronco fan who's used to winning, and I'm not sold on Locke yet. You know, I've been heartbroken too many times. We'll see this year. We'll see. So. I'm going to kind of stay quiet on the Bronco stuff just because I try not to own them because I'm so biased. But I am concerned this year about the Broncos.
They added a lot to help him. Melvin Gordon and drafting Jerry Jeudy. Noah Fant 2nd year. I think they're trying to help him.
Like if you look at that offense, like they've got nothing but 1st and 2nd round draft picks all over the place.
Everywhere.
On all their skill position players.
But I would capitalize on Sutton right now.
I would.
By the way, I just saw the crawler at the bottom. Dude, do you think we could start a movement of like people videotaping throwing bread at their wives?
TikTok video it.
Listen, can we do that for Toys for Tots? Can it be like?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
To raise awareness for Toys for Tots, it's like throw bread at your wives.
But can we also throw them at your husbands or significant others?
No, that doesn't work.
I
So
just
like,
want to bitch slap you right now, Jason.
well, it's a good thing you're way over there and I'm down here.
She's gonna throw sourdough bread at you. That's heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
So, all right. Well,
George. Let's start a movement.
We're gonna try, Jason. We're gonna try to throw the bread at your significant other movement. So, yes,
Abraham,
capitalize on Sutton. We all think that is probably the right thing to do at this moment. If you can get him a little bit cheaper, absolutely.
So I want to say to Abraham,
Jason just stopped mid sentence.
Yeah, is that me?
I want to say to
did he go on mute?
Abraham, and then
you.
No,
Did you do that on purpose, George?
I don't. Jason's not mute. Oh yeah, he is muted. He muted himself just to be Jason.
I did. So anyway, I want to say to Abraham, thank you for all your questions. And no, it was a joke, Abraham. I know you can't hear me. So I want to say to Abraham, thank you for all the questions. Remember, next week, I want you to do some homework, ask some non-football questions for some fun. I also want to mention that me, George, Dirty Jobs, Mike, and is Steve going to be on with us too as well?
It's open to whoever wants to come. Like there's no.
We're going to be roster. On.
Yeah, there's no set lineup, no set questions. It's
well,
if
so
you
I was
can make
talking
it
about
great.
Sunday.
If you Sunday. Okay, I thought you were talking about today.
Yeah, I was gonna say so me, George, Mike, and maybe Steve. I'm thinking Steve's on Sunday. We're doing all start sits Sunday morning from 10 to 12:30 to get you ready for your start of the week. And your homework is to come up with some non-football questions for us, especially for Sven, who seems kind of shy. He may not be here next Friday, but in case he's not, we'll answer them for him. I'll just do my best Sven impersonation. I'll skinny up a little bit.
Good luck with that.
And I'll get some stubble. And
you're gonna need more than a week. You're gonna need more than a week, my man.
I'm gonna need a lot less grilled cheese sandwiches.
A lot less carbs, huh, Jason?
A lot less grilled cheese sandwiches for sure.
I do love
listen, all I know is that your eyebrow game is on fleek.
Who?
You got them bushy eyebrows.
I'm Italian, bro. I'm Italian from
That's
New York.
What I'm saying.
He's
got it on lock.
I hate it. It sucks.
So
do you get him waxed?
No. What?
Guys don't do that, Fallon. No, we don't wax anything.
So I know some guys who've actually had their brows waxed.
Those are not guys.
And I've had bazillion waxes. I
tried to get you to wax your taint once.
Yeah, that didn't happen. It was a long story.
I won't even go there, but I know some guys who have, and I'm like, I won't even do that.
George wouldn't do it for charity.
No, I would not. Rightfully so, too, I might add. But so we're gonna go ahead and close out this AMA. We're running over a little over an hour now, which is fine. I said we'd go an hour if it was going good and had a lot of participation. We'd run over. We're gonna be doing these AMAs every Friday night from 9 till 10. Obviously, we'll run over if the questions are still coming in. It's gonna be an open forum. I'll be here pretty much every Friday. I think Jason will be here every Friday. Fallon, you're more than welcome. Sven, you're more than welcome to come back next week if you'd like. As I mentioned earlier, we're trying to schedule a couple of guests to come in that are bigger names that can, give you guys more access to than what you normally would have. We got some stuff in the work that we definitely want to do. So thank you, everybody who participated tonight. Greatly appreciate it. And we will be back next Friday night at 9:00. Until then, Have a great night.